maybe when that one kid for Aiken that's been there for 25,000 years, he's been here since the dinosaurs at Aiken. Maybe when he's gone, it'll be a little bit different story.
Baseball and a hot dog for Valentine's Day.
And then, a great idea.
Okay.
Times 2, Avery said.
All right.
Like, I just can't stand John Shire. I hope he never wins another game. I said Hello, everybody. This is Justin Gray, sports setter for the Bell Ringer and communication major at Augusta University with another edition of the Sports Squad from Bell Ringer Phoenix Media. On this edition of the Sports Squad, we will discuss all AU spring sports and some recap the Super Bowl and some college baseball / basketball. Our panel includes AU cross-country runners Avery, Jaynes, and Patrick Motes, AU baseball player J. Haynes. Welcome in, everyone.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
A little bit of a rainy, damp,
Cold
Wednesday morning.
I want to be at home asleep.
Patrick has complained since we got in
I
here.
have. I'm just tired today. That's
He
all.
got in bed at 10 instead of 9 last night, so he's really in a twit over there.
I know.
So we'll start off with men's basketball. Patrick, you got to first off, you got to come to a game. I'm calling on you. You haven't been yet.
I know.
He's the key factor.
Yeah.
Am I the
missing key
piece?
factor.
I mean,
Did you go to the late night game at Southwestern?
No.
9 o'clock. This man was not going
You
to
were
be
the
there.
one. You were the one talking it up. Like, hey, this is gonna be
gotta
fun.
get your coffee.
Yeah, be there. And you weren't even there. You haven't been to a game all year.
No, I actually haven't made it to a game all year.
And
You're on this podcast right now, and you haven't been to a game all year.
to make it worse, he has been at Christenberry right before the games.
Yeah, I got to go
Very
home.
convenient.
Cook dinner. Do homework.
How much homework do you have at this
Yeah, like
point of your career?
we're comm majors in our last
Come on
semester.
now.
Sometimes I got some homework that I got to do for other classes.
You're like that freshman in my class who blows my phone up 24/7 about doing group work, and I just, like, I could care less, and I'm done with school.
What did I blow your phone up about?
Not you.
I hope he doesn't listen to
I
this.
was like, what?
I'm saying caring about school that much. Like,
Oh, my fault. I'll
No,
try to
you're
just
good.
slack off some more, I guess.
anyways, 2 home games last week, last homestand, 2-game homestand of the season. They beat Clayton State, which didn't look like it was going to happen for a while. They got down by 14 and came back and won, and then lost to USC Aiken. That's the big one that happened on Saturday. That would have put them in the driver's seat, control of their own destiny. Now they're going to need some help. Columbus State still has not lost to anybody else. They're 10-2. They went down to Flagler and won on Monday. So I got a feeling Columbus State's just not going to lose again because I don't think they're that good. I just don't think, for some reason, people just aren't getting up to play them, I guess. I don't. So, anyways, the men go to Flagler tonight. That'll be a tough one just because that stupid little gym they play in. And have y'all ever been down to their gym?
No.
Have you ever seen their gym? You?
I have not.
No.
Is it crappy?
It's like a rec ball gym.
Really? With as much money as they have down there? That's kind of surprising.
I mean, they pack it out, but
Well, if it's a rec gym, I'm sure there's only like 100 people in there, and it feels
it's a
like
lot
there's more.
like I'm trying to think of who it would be like.
I mean, I would argue that a lot of teams in our conference have gyms that are too big,
Yes,
including
Aiken.
Augusta.
Aiken, Augusta,
Yeah.
Southwestern's way too big.
Southwestern dome. It's a dome.
UNG's way too big.
Yeah,
Lander, debatable. Georgia College, too big.
Landers is too tall.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Do we
way
ever
up
ever
there.
seen what's USCB?
Small.
Small. It's like Flagler. They're very similar. I haven't been to that. I just seen it on camera. It looks exactly the same as Flagler. But they did stay last night in St. Augustine, so that's something they didn't get to do last year. So that should help some with getting ready for this one. But maybe they can pull off a win. They go to Southwestern on Saturday, which is another 3.5 hour drive.
Woohoo!
I'm sure that's going to be fun. I'm not going to be able to make that one. I'm going home. So maybe they can get 2 wins this week and get right back on track before a 3-game week next week with 2 against Lander and 1 against North Georgia, which I think they'll beat the brakes off of North Georgia, but that's just my take. So the USC Aiken game, Jamin, you were there. Avery, you were there. What were your guys'? I mean, we know what's happened. They're getting physically dominated by them. Last year Aiken was just shot it too well. This year it was a little bit of both. What were y'all's takes on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a sense we are to Columbus State as Aiken is to us. Was that 1-7 in Dip's last 8?
I believe
yeah,
so.
I think so.
It's either one of
the only win against Aiken being with Dip's worst team in the last 4 or 5 years last year. We don't really match up well with them. They play a physical brand of basketball. I think the biggest disadvantage for Augusta was that the referee kind of let them play, and I'm sure that's a conversation that they had with both coaches before the game. Hey, we're going to let them play a little bit. Got dominated on the offensive glass. Didn't match up well. Our best player didn't play his best game. I'm sure he'd tell you that if you asked him. They kind of got on Meech's grill a little bit. We're handsy and physical. Referees didn't call it. So that played to Aiken's advantage. Obviously not a game you wanted to lose, because that gives Aiken the tiebreaker over Augusta as well if they don't lose out, if they don't win out, and puts Columbus State in control of their own destiny, a team that Augusta swept. So I don't know. They just can't figure it out. Maybe when that one kid for Aiken that's been there for 25,000 years, he's been here since the dinosaurs at Aiken. Maybe when he's gone, it'll be a little bit different story. But we didn't have an answer for him. He's a matchup problem because he's strong and he's good in the paint, and he's too quick for somebody like Max, but he's too big for somebody like Meech. I don't know who were we talking about guarding him all night.
It was Lewis and Elias, and that's what Dip said in the post game.
Luis got just manhandled all 40 minutes.
They're very good where we're very young, was what Dip said. And
yeah.
I mean, I agree with that. Lewis he got dominated by McCoy. McCoy finished with 33, I think, maybe 35. He's a phenomenal player, but yes, he even looks like he's been there for
that's what
25,000
I think that's well said by Dip. It's kind of that we don't match up well with them.
No, we don't. And the best thing for us would be for them to fall in the first round
and
again.
vice versa. Like we match up really well with Columbus State because they're guard heavy, and we have veteran guards that really can defend. So
yeah, and they have their big man is more of a perimeter player rather than wanting to get down and dirty in the paint. Yeah, so that complicates things because if Columbus State and Aiken still have to play again at Aiken, if Aiken wins that one, then they're gonna host the conference or the semis and the finals if they win the first round.
Unless there's some convention at the Aiken Center, like a few couple years ago.
Yeah, there could be that. They probably are very aware of that now. Like
a goat fair or something like a FFA event.
That's
at
crazy.
The Aiken Convention Center. So Augusta has to host the conference tournament.
That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But Augusta, still very easily could. All they need is for Columbus State to beat Aiken and Columbus State to fall somewhere they're not supposed to and win out, and you've got it. But the way they do it now with the conference tournament we were just talking about before is the quarterfinals are all hosted by the higher seed, 1 through 4, and then you move on. The winners move on to the semis, obviously. And then that's hosted by the highest remaining seed, which is more times than not going to be the 1 seed. But like last year, Aiken lost in the first round, so it would have been the next highest seed. So there's ways to host there, no matter what. So we'll see how that goes. But on to women's basketball, who swept the week last week, beat Clayton State and USC Aiken. I'll let Jackson talk about the Clayton State game because he talked with Coach Stewart, and he had the firsthand experience from that one.
Yeah, so I don't really remember the game, but I remember Coach Stewart was not happy with the performance because, it was just sloppy all around. It was just sloppy basketball. And she said going into the Aiken game that she wanted to fix some things. I think they did that because, like, the last time they met with Aiken, they dominated, and they continued that stretch. And looking pretty good heading into the bottom half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you don't remember the Clayton State game. That was probably, and this is no offense to anyone, probably the worst basketball game I've ever watched. It was just sloppy, and I think Coach Stewart would tell you the same. I think she told Jaxon that was the worst game she's ever coached.
That's the lowest scoring game on both sides.
What was the score at halftime? I mean, it's got it in the box score if you click on it.
Yeah. I don't want to remember it. That's how bad it was. I want to
12.
forget.
Oh, never mind.
It was
20 to 21.
Yeah, 21-20 at half. That's
oh
what it
my
was.
gosh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad.
Yeah, dude.
I usually try to get there
turnovers for
like
both teams?
15 to 30 minutes late. This time I showed up 15 minutes late, and the game had not started yet, so I watched the entirety of it.
Both teams turned the ball over 20-plus times.
It was bad. That's as bad as I've ever seen, honestly. But they pulled out a win nonetheless, and then dominated Aiken. We talked about how bad Aiken was. Aiken actually came in on a 2-game win streak, so don't call it a comeback.
What do the women's standings look like?
The women's
North Georgia's still
standings-
first.
Yeah, they're ranked number 10 in the country.
Boo.
We don't like North Georgia,
Boo.
but they're very good. And
Yeah, North Georgia number 1, Columbus State number 2, and Augusta number 3 right now.
Yeah, then Southwestern's at 6-5, which is something to watch because the Jags did lose to Southwestern here. So, and the likelihood of us going down there and winning that game is very low because it's a tough place to play.
In the dome.
And the baseball players don't lay off of the women's team either. It's one of the crazier things I've ever seen. We got to respect them because they're bound and determined to cause a difference. But I think that's all they should have to worry about is Southwestern right behind them. They're going to finish in the top 4, I believe. So I think we're going to have 2 games hosted come conference tournament time, at least, maybe more on the men's side. But it's going to be hard for the Jags to catch North Georgia. They may fall once more, but we'd have to beat them here, and they'd have to fall somewhere else, which I don't know that that's going to happen. So Coach Stewart, another great year this season. Not quite as good as last season. They don't have the go-to player down low like Kennedy Manning was. Yamani Paul shoots it a little more than trying to get down in the paint with it. But really happy to see them have some more success this season. What she's done in the first 2 seasons cannot be talked about enough. It's been very impressive. So we'll move on to another spring sport, baseball. You guys had a tough weekend last week. Were swept by Kentucky Wesleyan, but almost got Francis Marion last night, who's undefeated 8-0. What's it been like on the baseball side of things?
Yeah, it's kind of searching for our identity as a team. I haven't really put it together. I would say Francis Marion, that game's probably the best game we've played since the St. Leo series. Kind of had a week straight of some pretty poor baseball, fundamentally. Had a chance to win that game. We're up 6-4 going into the top of the 7th inning, I think. Just didn't really fall our way. Some tough breaks, give up 2 runs in the top of the 9th to make it 8-6. Have the tying run on second base with 2 outs in the 9th. Put a good swing on a baseball, but it just didn't fall. So they're tough to come by right now. So hopefully this weekend's a good opportunity. Hopefully the weather warms up a little bit. I don't know if it's supposed to or not. Either way, cold weather might play to our advantage with the Florida Tech Panthers from Melbourne, Florida coming up there. So team we played last year, probably should have won the series against them, but it was kind of like how it went for us at St. Leo. Got walked off, lost some games we shouldn't have. So definitely a team that we should compete with and play with. And the series we really need to win to boost some confidence because obviously after this weekend, it goes on to USC Beaufort at home to open conference play.
Yeah.
You always want to start good in conference play, especially considering it's a tough conference. Anybody can beat anybody, and especially so this year because apparently Claflin's got a pretty good squad this year. So I've heard. So some good weekend pitchers. So we'll see. Gotta have a good weekend. Gotta have a good day of practice today. We play Thursday, Friday. Thursday 1 game. Friday 2 games. Saturday 1 game. So 6 o'clock tomorrow night. open it up with Florida Tech. So hopefully we get a good start from whoever's throwing. I'm not sure who's starting for us tomorrow. And get a couple crooked numbers on the board early in the game and play 8.5 innings at home. No, we hadn't done that yet. We hadn't shut them down on the top of the ninth and gone out there and shook hands in the middle of the diamond. So hopefully that happens tomorrow.
Yeah. Back to Claflin for a second. They actually played in the Ron Washington Classic and won all 3 games. But they did lose to Francis Marion 17-4 last week. So
yeah. I mean,
they're 4-2-1.
You can't win them all.
They had a tie against Miles College this past weekend. Don't know how you tie, but I guess they just don't play extra innings, or yes, it got dark. The lineup has struggled at times to produce runs, and not even to get runners on base. I think to get them in is the biggest problem, especially this past weekend. And the lineup, do you see there being any switching up in that, just kind of try to get things going at the plate? I mean, I know you scored 7 yesterday, but just to try to switch things up, especially when you get in these 4-game series and you're facing good pitchers.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not really a question for me. But I think for a lot of people's situation, a lot of guys that had really good falls and springs in their squads and that really have a role of producing runs and hitting in runs for us have been kind of struggling. So I think it's more of like trying to get those guys ready, because if we're going to have success in conference play, we need them to get in a groove and get hot and start seeing the ball well. So I think right now it's kind of feeling it out and letting those guys get as many reps as they can before conference play, because if we want to produce a lot of runs, which we're going to have to, those guys got to be playing well. So I think I would say it's more of that situation. But like I said, I'm not in the coaches' meetings after practice and deciding the lineup. So
yeah, I mean, the pitching hasn't been – they just haven't been shelled. It's just been more of them hurting themselves rather than just a bunch of walks, hit by pitch, wild pitches that bring in runs. Just the games I've called, that's what I've seen from the pitching staff. So, you take away the self-inflicted wounds and you're probably getting up 5 or 6 less runs, especially this past Friday against Wesleyan. I believe there was 4 or 5 runs just on wild pitches. Which you can, that loss was going to with the guy they had on the mound, it was inevitable. He was a stud. I don't know how he's at Kentucky Wesleyan. Avery went down and asked how hard he was throwing, and they said anywhere from 90 to 92.
Yeah, consistently.
So he was a stud.
It's Division II baseball. A lot of games are won and lost on defense and walks and errors. So I think the biggest thing is we've had trouble limiting big innings. I think there was an inning in every single game of that Kentucky Wesleyan series where they would have like a 4, 5, 6 spot late in the game, which is really tough to overcome. And vice versa, we hadn't really had a big inning yet. And we put up a 5 spot in the 5th inning against Francis Marion. So it was finally good to see us on the side of a big inning instead of giving up that big inning. And we were able to limit that pitching-wise. So hopefully that continues. We can have some crooked numbers on the scoreboard on offense, and we can limit as much as we can, giving up 2 or 3, 4 spots on the mound.
Yeah, and we talked about Florida Tech. So last year you guys – did you only play 2 down there because of weather or something, wasn't it?
Well, I think we played 3.
Did you guys get one of those?
We won 1. They won 2. I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha.
3 games.
Yeah, they're coming in at 4-4. They were.
They beat Flagler last night.
They did beat Flagler 7-5 last night. They lost 3 or 4 to Barton, won 2 out of 3 against Spring Hill College out of Alabama. So should be a great weekend of baseball. Obviously, come out tomorrow night, 6:00.
Yep.
For the Thursday game, there's 4 games. Friday is 3 and 6. If you're not on a Valentine's date, go out to the baseball field and watch the games.
Take them there for Valentine's,
You can.
Baseball.
You definitely can.
Baseball and a hot dog for Valentine's Day.
And then,
Great idea.
Okay.
Times 2, Avery said.
All right. We got some children on the podcast
and
today.
then Saturday they play the final game of the series, so come out and watch that. And then softball, last but not least, they have been on a heater. They took down number 14 Francis Marion last week. They swept them on Saturday, 4-2 and 6-2. That was impressive. Then Sunday they split the series with Mount Olive. I was on the call for that one. First game was 1-0.
Should have won that one.
Yeah, that was. They had a really good pitcher. She went 7 innings. She was a stud. Only 2 hits for the Jags, I think, in that one. Mm-hmm. The second game, they won 9-5. Bobby Poff killed us. I mean, that's the farthest softball I've ever seen hit. It was dead center field, way out of there.
Almost took out the camera.
Yes, it
It
did.
was close.
Yes, it did. I've been waiting for a home run call on the baseball field. I'm gonna need somebody, in a big moment, rather than, Parker hit one against Erskine, but couldn't.
I need
really
to see you stand up and really get into it.
I stood up for the Poff
kind of
homer
call.
because it was a bomb. I got into that one. That second game was fun. Softball's fun when they're scoring runs. It's very fun.
Yeah.
It is.
9-5, man,
very-
that's a good scoring game.
It's very fast when it was a 1-0 game, I believe. You guys started at 12, and softball caught up to the baseball game.
That was
and
a long
then
day.
started the second game before they ever finished. So
They gone.
that's the
It was
difference
busy. It was
in
busy.
speed of the two games, but especially when it's 1-0 game. But yeah, they were supposed to play today, were the softball team, but it got
Rescheduled to April.
April 3rd. Is that what it said?
I
Something like
believe
that.
so. It's sometime in April.
They go to Coker this weekend for a 2-gamer, come back home on Sunday to play Tusculum twice, and then, so that's all they got. And then they've got 8 games in total before conference play, which starts on February 28th. So they'll
Big away
keep trying to
stretch coming
improve.
up.
I'll say Madeline Spinks is phenomenal on the mound for the softball team. She's able to mix it up better than any pitcher I've seen so far. She did get the loss in the 1-0 affair. I don't even remember how the run came home, but it was an earned run. I think it was just on a hit. Jags had a runner on first in the top of the 7th or bottom of the 7th, and it was Bailey Roberts. And
I was about to say, she's been playing phenomenal these past couple games.
she has
Defensively,
she's-
especially.
on defense. But she was on first. She got on by way of a hit or walk or something. And Cadence Winder was at the plate, who, if you don't know, has been the best hitter for the softball team this year. And she squares the bunt and pulls back. It's a ball. Squares the bunt again, and Bailey took off. I don't know what. I'm assuming they were trying to bunt and run, and she just pulled back because it was a ball. Catcher threw out Bailey Roberts stealing. So the tying run got cut down on a stolen bag. Then Winder gets on, makes it all the way to second, and then they wind up, not losing the game.
A little
But,
confusion on the field for that one.
yeah, they had. They probably could have won that game. I don't really know why we would bunt and run right there. I know it's because Roberts is not plus speed, and you want to get her to second on the bunt. But I don't know. That was just an interesting sequence. But yeah, like I said, they got a few more chances to keep getting better before they go down to Southwestern. So it'll be fun to see how they finish out or continue the season and into conference play. You're listening to the Sports Squad from Bell Phoenix Media. So the Super Bowl happened. I don't know if the Chiefs know that.
I don't think they did.
I don't think they even showed up to New Orleans. But that was a beatdown. It was impressive by the Eagles. I was impressed. I really like Jalen Hurts. Great for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to talk about a guy, in this day and age of college sports who he got his job taken and he didn't pout complain. He just, went to Oklahoma, got better, and then he's a Super Bowl champion. You can't take that away from him. Whether I think
and the Super Bowl MVP.
And the Super Bowl MVP, got to go to Disney World, be on Jimmy Fallon, living the dream right now.
Yes, he is.
But they won 40-22. It was never that close. 2 late touchdowns for the Chiefs. What were your guys' thoughts on the game? I mean, you all picked the Eagles. I picked the Chiefs. I jumped the gun. I just trusted Mahomes, which it was
it
was the
wasn't a
defensive
bad
line.
pick. It wasn't a bad pick. I mean, I just think
It was a bad pick.
It was. No, I didn't know that
We didn't
the
know, but I don't think
Eagles-
anybody knew that the Eagles D line was going to dominate
Yeah,
him
I
up
didn't-
front that bad.
I didn't either. And like, I'll still stand. Like, I don't think all of it. I mean, there's no quarterback in the league that Brady. There's none of them that would have won that game just because the line was that bad. He never had, and they didn't even blitz. So it's not like he had to pick up a
I think
blitz.
at the point, I feel like you got to get the ball out a little bit. I mean, he was holding the ball for way too long.
That,
Well, I don't
I
think
think
he had
what the
anybody
biggest
open.
takeaway, in my opinion, you could take away from this game is the Eagles just showed how to expose the Chiefs the most. I mean, every
Chief.
every
Expose the Chief.
yeah, the Chief, Patrick Mahomes. No, the Chiefs. I mean, if you can get after that, if you can get after Mahomes, like that wide receiver core, I mean, they didn't do him any favors either. I mean, they weren't really catching the balls, but he couldn't get that ball out fast enough either. So I think that was the biggest thing. Like they just kept getting. It looked to me a lot like when they played the Buccaneers. That was what I was thinking about a lot. They got after him so fast. He was always out of the pocket. He was always uncomfortable, and that game resembled a lot of that.
Well,
to me.
yeah, I think the difference in this one was the Eagles were able to get pressure without blitzing, because when you blitz Patrick Mahomes, he's usually gonna expose your defense because he's gonna find the spot. They didn't have to blitz. They didn't blitz once.
It's just
they're
four-man.
four-man rush, and that's why nobody else is able to do that, and that's why they were able to dominate the game because
Because they got all
you
the
didn't
Georgia
leave guys
Bulldogs
open.
up front.
Yeah, they do.
They're out Jackson. And Georgia Bulldogs up front.
You may be correct. It was very dominant.
I will say it reminded me of like, I don't know why. Like, I just didn't really enjoy watching it, to be honest with you.
either.
It reminded me of like what I imagine like the most basic like mid-major makes the playoff and has to play like a Big Ten or SEC school. That's exactly what it reminded me of. Just
Yeah, I
can't do
agree.
anything
Yeah.
on
I
it.
didn't even finish watching.
It was so boring. I didn't either.
It looked like the Rose Bowl this year.
It looked like back in the day, like in the mid 2010s, when Notre Dame would like make the playoff or play in a big game against a SEC team and just
Notre
get
Dame
smashed.
versus Alabama, BCS.
You
That
want to
one
know what
year.
it
Yeah,
really
or like
looked like?
Notre
It
Dame.
really looked like Clemson versus Alabama in 2018, 44-16 game. That's what it looked like because Clemson got so much pressure on Tua, and in that game, it looked exactly like that.
Yeah.
I just went to bed at halftime.
Did you really?
Yeah, I mean, I was at the ball fields all day
I
for
stayed up for
basically 8 hours. So I was like,
Hey, Patrick
boring,
stayed up
and-
for
nah.
it. Good job, Patrick.
I went to
thank
bed
you.
at halftime.
I don't even blame you.
So does this mean that the Falcons are the co-Super Bowl champions?
That's what I'm thinking.
I saw
By
someone say they
process
were
of
gonna wear this with
elimination.
they were going to wear this as like a badge the rest of the off season, one win. But I mean, yeah, it was
Gotta take
impressive.
your wins where you can get them, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Pretty much.
And props to Chiefs for bottling up Barkley. I mean, 57 rush
Dude,
yards.
I don't think they prepped enough for that wide receiver core.
Well, no, I just think they were going to let Hurts beat him with his arm, but I don't even feel like he had to do that. Like,
Dude,
you're down
that
17-0 before
nuke
you
that
knew
he
it.
threw to Devontae Smith,
was awesome.
that was a perfect ball.
Devontae Smith, the first Alabama player to score in the Super Bowl. Fun fact.
Wow, didn't know that. That's really fascinating.
What a poverty poverty program in Tuscaloosa.
Well, Clemson got a touchdown on the board in that one. Late.
If you want to play in the
Yeah.
NFL, you go to Georgia.
Dang straight.
Not,
But they
not
have-
Alabama.
Don't they have the longest streak of any like college for having a player play in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl? Yeah, I think it's like what?
It's 6.
Yeah.
Win the Super Bowl this
Yeah.
year.
I do think Clemson's at 5. I think I read that the other day. So,
Yeah, I bet.
I saw something. I saw something where
convenient.
like somebody listed out. Someone got real bored, and I'm talking real bored. And they listed out like everybody who played on that UGA national championship team that plays on the Eagles, all their accolades. And I was like, boy, you must have gotten really bored. It's crazy.
I saw a TikTok
Like,
yesterday
insane.
of Devontae Smith's accolades. Like since he's been in college, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Absurd.
Yeah.
That man is.
He's
and
won
not
like
the best
he
wide
won
receiver on
like
the
10
squad.
awards in college.
Yeah.
Awards
And the
I've
Heisman
never heard
receiver.
of.
What, he won the
He won Blitnikoff
He won
and
the
a
Heisman.
bunch of other ones, but some of them were like I've never even heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's impressive.
The Terry
I mean,
Saban Award, something like that.
I was kind of impressed with the Eagles O-line too. They held the pocket really well for Hurts.
Yeah. I think Chris Jones was unable, or he made it tough on Barkley, but he wasn't able to get pressure on
he
Hurts.
couldn't.
It was a good Travis farewell tour.
Yes,
It was. There was some place that boy did not care to be. That whole there was that. Did y'all that one shot where they just panned down their bench and everybody was just like, "Can we
I
just go home?"
saw a video of one of the plays the Chiefs ran, and it was supposed to be like a screen for Travis. And so he runs a little bit and he turns around. And he's like standing on the line of scrimmage. play didn't work. So Mahomes is like running around for like 10 seconds, and Kelsey's just standing there.
I think I just
Like
saw
the
that
play's
before the
going
show.
on,
I'm
he's
not-
just standing there watching.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I have
I
never
think
seen
he's
that.
tapped out. I think he's done. I don't think there's any.
He's just got to shake it off.
I saw a meme and it was
Stop
like
it.
it was
Shake it
Taylor
off.
Swift and it was like Travis getting home from the Super Bowl and she was like, I can make it better.
Hey, that couple had a rough night. He got spanked in the Super Bowl. She got booed in that
She got
stadium. Booed in that
yeah, she
stadium,
got
dude.
booed. I
What
saw
were our
that.
thoughts on the halftime performance? Anybody care?
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it.
I think
just-
it's
was
getting
very-
I think it's
I was
getting way too
neutral
much
about it.
hate.
That's kind
I
of when
don't-
I was brushing my teeth, so I only saw
I
part
think
of it.
it was
Listen to
a
Kendrick.
fine performance. My biggest thing about it was the entire performance, everything behind us. It was all about one person, and that's just like a little
the
too much.
choreography was good.
Yeah, the
Well, they
dance.
danced well.
How
I don't
many
know- I didn't
people
really
can they fit
understand
in
the
that
concept.
car?
I didn't either.
They were coming up out of the
I
bottom.
know. I'm just saying.
He was thinking about that for a while last night.
No.
I don't know.
But,
I don't really listen to Kendrick Lamar. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was amazing. I was just pretty neutral about it. But everybody else who was
A lot of
watching
people
it,
hating on it.
really,
I think
On Twitter.
everybody
I
was
think
like, I
every
was
year.
watching. We had like a little like watch party with the team and stuff, and everybody was glued to that TV. And they were like, "Shut up, shut up!" I'm like,
I think every year they say it's the worst halftime.
Yeah,
I
that's
swear,
just-
Yeah.
like every year.
Yeah, I'm
did-
not
I
gonna lie. I was sitting there. I was locked in. I was listening.
I watched it.
it's,
was
fu-
good as-
it's
it wasn't
funny
as good as, like,
seeing all the
Rihanna's.
clips of like the dads and the grandpas watching it, and they're like, "Who the hell is
Did
this?"
you like Rihanna's?
I
You
did.
didn't?
I just
I love
that was
Rihanna's.
just so funny to me that
What?
Jamin just was like, "Oh, it's not as good as Rihanna." Okay,
It was
fair
not as
enough.
good as
Rihanna
Rihanna.
was amazing.
I
didn't- I don't
was
even
the best
remember that
I've
one, I
seen in a
can't
long
lie.
time.
I like replayed it 4 times. I'm just kidding.
That's
I watched it last
Stop
night.
it.
Bring back Rihanna's halftime. I think we should do a part 2 of it. It was that good. I would die to see Luke Combs in the Super Bowl.
Dang, I've been saying that,
That'll
dude.
never happen.
they're never gonna
It's
do a
never gonna
country.
happen. It's
What was
never
the
gonna-
last country?
Like
Was
the 90s.
Yeah,
It was long or like early 2000s.
I forget
I like
who
to
it
see,
was. I
like,
saw a
Creed.
clip
Travis
of it.
Tritt, right?
Creed did it.
Creed
Has
was
done it
in
before.
when
Bring him
Cowboys
back.
played.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Creed
Tra-
is
I
That
think it was-
shows that was a long time ago.
Wasn't like Travis Tritt like one of the last ones to do it?
I think it was Travis Tritt.
I think
might
that's
have
what it
been.
was.
I didn't know that.
remember.
It was a
I
long
bet
time
next year
ago.
will probably be Drake if I had to guess, just because this
Oh
whole
my
Kendrick
God.
They can
Nah.
argue.
Where's the
again.
Super Bowl at next year?
Super
San
Bowl's
Francisco, it's in the
Santa
Bay
Clara.
Area, and the logo, if anybody's a conspiracy theorist, is like 100 different colors. So the NFL has finally sniffed out everybody's
I
complaining.
don't know. There's a lot of baby
Maybe it'll
blue
be
on
like
it.
an AI like Tupac show. That'd be
Did you see they
sick.
do the Randy Travis
Snoop Dogg.
AI thing is coming
It-
to Augusta?
Yeah, I heard
I
about
would
that.
never
go
that.
see that.
I would
but-
never go.
I keep
He
getting
actually-
ads for that on
I just
Instagram.
listened to
The AIs. The
I
AIs
listened
in
to
your
his
phone.
new song the other day that he used for AI. I mean, obviously, it sounds good. It sounds just like him. Obviously, it's not
That's a
him.
little scary.
Well, what does it
to
sound
me.
like?
It
Can
is.
you give us a preview?
No, I'm good.
Come on.
No, I'm good.
You can't give us your best impression of Randy Travis?
No.
In case anybody cares and likes Lee Bryce, he will be here next weekend. Next
Really?
Saturday.
Oh, Lee
yeah.
Bryce.
Fun fact.
I drive your truck. That's a good
See?
song. Yeah.
There we go.
The new arena
No.
Is that where it's
being
at?
built soon. Well,
Oh,
soon.
New
Just gave
arena.
us a
They're
new-
they're updating the arena in Augusta.
Are they updating
James
it or
Brown?
tearing it
They're
down?
I think it's like completely
Yeah, I
being
thought they were
redone.
tearing it down.
Like like tear down and
We'll get a
redone.
hockey team.
We are
Yeah.
2027.
Really?
What's the hockey team?
The
Oh,
Ghost
that I
Pirate
don't
fans
know.
all in over
Yeah,
here.
Dude,
yeah.
hockey's the new like
You should be
trendy
like
sport.
the GM.
We'll see.
You need
That's,
a
I'm,
plot.
I'm,
He's gonna be the
Avery's
operations
plotting.
manager.
He's
Or
plotting. He's gonna do
operations
operations.
admin.
it's 2027. I'm looking into.
I want some ice.
Jobs when
I want
that gets
some ringside
close.
tickets.
All right, we'll
Some
work that
ringside
out. But yeah,
tickets.
they are. I don't know
Justin
what
wants
the
to
team
be on the
is.
call. Justin,
I assume
Wow.
it would be in relation to the Atlanta team, because I'm pretty sure that's around 2027 too. So it would be like a minor league team for Atlanta, if I had to guess.
Give me a name.
Have they
Augusta
announced
James
Atlanta?
Browns.
The Augusta James Browns. I don't know. What
Fun
is
fact: Augusta has already had a hockey team before.
they have?
Courtesy of
I
Charles
don't,
McNeil.
I don't know what the
that
name
this.
was though. Do you?
They were the Lynx.
Oh,
The Lynx because
I-
All of these fun facts today.
that's kind
Yes,
of.
I
I
am.
can't
That's a
stand
clever
that name.
name.
Justin
you don't
must
like
have
it?
a book.
Was
at
it
home.
Lynx?
I
It's
would,
like-
like, I would like
facts
to be
of
like
sports.
the River Otters or something.
now that would be cool. I could see something.
You
to do
can't
with
do
a
like
river.
the
river rats.
I don't know. What's something that's
think-
River
really
rat.
what's something
River rat.
really
I hate that.
unique to
Oh yeah,
Augusta?
no! Don't
What
bring
could-
that team back.
The
That is
SRPs.
awful.
Well,
the
what's
Something
SRP.
really unique to Augusta.
Augusta's already taken that away.
Well, I can't lie.
The
I think
green
nothing
jackets.
can
Yeah.
beat the green jackets. That's
No,
like
that's
like
unique.
whoever made that
It
was
could
like
be the gnats.
genius.
There's gnats all over this place. Once the
gnat.
warm, when
Nah.
That was
The
Savannah
Gnats.
Savannah had the Sand Gnats.
Yeah.
For Braves baseball.
Let's brainstorm. We're the committee. We
Okay,
we've
we've got to brainstorm this. All right.
It has. It has to be something that fits there. Because like
Amen corners.
Savannah Ghost Pirates is like you're near the coast, and Savannah's known for
being haunted.
Augusta
haunted. So it's like it
Nationals.
fits. Augusta National.
Nationals.
No, we're not
Baseball.
DC.
Baseball. Yeah. That'd be close.
We need to think about history. Like, what are some
I don't know
things
if it's
that
close to the
happened?
Masters. It
you
doesn't
could
really
go
matter because the
an
school
event unlike
literally
any
chose
others.
their slogan as like a school like no other, and the Masters tournament is
We could go the
tournament like
the
no-
peach
like-
route with a dumb name and just be like the Augusta golf balls. You know, your hockey jersey's like a golf ball.
I mean,
We are so creative here.
this is
I would need to
Let's be real. They're
research
just
some,
gonna
like,
they're just
some
gonna
history, like
chat
some
GBT it. Like,
Ameri-
give us some clever names for an Augusta hockey team.
What
and-
about that? Y'all know the Ironman competition? You could be like the Augusta Ironman, but there's probably
no. That's
I mean,
I'd rather
That's
be the
awful.
golf balls.
That
I'm
is
not
terrible.
gonna lie.
That's awful.
nothing else.
Jeez, I don't know.
A new hockey team.
AI?
Jeez.
Yeah, AI, a new
That's
hockey
a-
team in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah. While he does that, we'll talk a little bit about Georgia basketball hoops.
Dude,
Yeah,
they're so
I
up
got
and
something
down.
I want to get off my chest. I got to get something on my chest. I was thinking about this last night. I signed a contract with my roommate because I was so angry.
Contract.
Holy crap.
All right, Georgia plays Texas A&M in Texas A&M, the number 8 team in the country. All right, and they're up by 9 points, 32-23 at the half.
Texas A&M 's
They come out in the second half and do not make a field goal. They did not make a field goal.
A field goal is a bucket.
Is a made basket in regulation. They
But
made like
not a
6
free
free
throw.
throws. They made like 6 free throws. They did not make a basket in regulation for the first 12 minutes and 40 seconds of the second half. And
people
lost
are still
by
saying that they're going to make the tournament.
16.
They're
So my agreement, I was just sitting there pissed because before the game I was like, Georgia's gonna. I got a weird feeling because when they played Kentucky, my roommate was like, I got a weird feeling they're gonna win this game, and I was like, there's absolutely no way they win this game because there's Georgia basketball. You know, you don't really have any.
They
you never
start
have
out
hope
slow,
or
and then
never
they
believe.
get really hot, and then they just crash and burn
All
at
right,
the end of the season.
click on that.
This one?
Yeah, click on. How many points did Blue Cane have? I said Blue Cane was going to have 20 points.
He has 17 points.
He had 15 at half and finished with 17.
This guy.
Yeah, they get outscored. They got out. Yeah, he's ugly. I know. It's okay. He's a stud. He needs to shoot the ball more. I think that proved that because they had.
Dude, he took some. He was.
They had a couple guys out. Tyron Lawrence was out. Dakota LaFew was out. But yeah, I was so mad. They literally didn't make a field goal for almost 3/4 of a half. That I signed a contract. I will not watch another Georgia basketball game, which is gonna be hard to do. I love Dogs hoops. I will not watch another Georgia basketball game until it's in the NCAA tournament. So if they don't, that means if they don't make it this year, I will not watch a single game the entirety of next season until they make the tournament.
Wow.
Where's this contract at? Is
I
this
can't do it. It's signed. It's on a napkin on our fridge.
It's on a napkin on the
we need a
fridge.
If he
picture
signed
just to
it,
put
it's
on the
technically
podcast.
real.
Just-
I mean, it's a contract. If he
I'm
signed
not
it.
watching it again.
So I also was keeping
Shout
up
out
with
Trevor
the game.
Maddox, by the way.
It was 32-23 at half.
Yep.
I don't remember. I don't know where I went, but I came back home, and the score was 50-36.
My brother went to cookout.
And no, I did not. I've been trying not to eat out lately. A&M, went on an insane run. I was like, what the heck happened in this one? And it's just, it is bad.
Hey,
on
you know
offense.
what? Shout out Kentucky going to take down number 5 Tennessee.
Hey, I got another thing to say. How many turnovers did Sauce Dimry have?
He's
How many
mad about
what?
this on the day.
How many what?
Turnovers. T.O.
Where's this thing at? He
He's
had
sending
3
to you.
turnovers.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. That's
RJ,
Mike White's.
you're-
That's
you're-
Mike White's little baby, little golden child too.
Your boy
I tried to
RJ
DM him.
Godfrey
I tried
had
to
5.
DM him last night, but apparently you can't unless he follows you.
That's probably for a reason. He
Yeah,
knows.
no, it's definitely for a reason because we had a chance to beat Mississippi State on Wednesday or on Tuesday night.
And they
was
sold
it
that
Tuesday?
shit.
It was
Yeah,
Saturday. Me
yeah.
and Justin was
Which
next to
y'all
us.
Sold
both
that
were
crap,
watching.
too.
He has
Y'all
a-
both
he has
were
a chance to
watching
win the-
basketball while basketball was
Yeah,
going
he has
on.
a chance to win the basketball game and dribbles a ball off his foot straight to the other team.
I'm glad you
With, like,
said that, Avery, because I have to bring this up for the Duke fan over
Oh
here.
yeah.
I wanted to mention that. Congratulations to Clemson
Thank you.
for playing an
MVP was the floor.
Yes.
Right? MVP
playing
was
an
the floor.
outstanding game. I mean, honestly, Clemson, I kind of felt like I looked at their schedule. I was like, if they're going to drop a game, it'll be that game because
They struggle playing at Clemson.
yeah, they
really
do. Clemson's a good place to. They're a hard team to play. They always play physical. The atmosphere there is always good.
Oh, Pooper Flag didn't like the physicality. He couldn't take it for a while. He got hot in the second half, but he had 4
What
points.
did you call him?
Pooper Flag. I can't
Okay.
stand that joke. He gives off the most white boy Duke vibes of all time. He's like Christian Leitner. It's so annoying. No, yeah, Duke. It's so ironic that Duke fans are whining about.
I'm not whining.
And not you. I'm just saying, like, and then John Shire he's gonna every chance he gets, he's gonna take the win away from the opposing team. He whined because there was no the security had a plan. I read the thing because Brad Brownell put it out. The security had a plan for the opposing team to get off the court, and he whined that the security didn't do a good enough job. And then he cried and cried and cried for 10 minutes. Like, just take your loss, man. Not every time Duke loses, there has to be something brought up.
Yeah.
Like, it's so frustrating. I
mean,
can't stand that
they're
guy.
the number 3 team in the country, and they've lost how many?
Three
Three.
games.
They're 20-3. They're first in the ACC. First off, you lost by 6 on the road to Clemson, who's a tough team in a hard environment.
Top
Okay,
10 team, top 25
you
team.
literally went. They haven't lost a game before that game. They did not lose a
16
game
straight.
versus number 1 Kansas by 3. Okay, and then not only that, they just went belt to butt on North Carolina. Sorry, this is a PG friend.
Well, who's awful.
They're
North
terrible.
Carolina's not good.
They're terrible. But it's still a rivalry. It's still like, So
No, it is, yeah.
I mean, they've been whooping everybody.
Georgia could beat them this year.
Yeah,
Don't say that.
I mean,
They can't.
Clemson bullied North Carolina.
Yeah.
I went on Monday night, and it was, we beat them by 20.
Yeah.
It was a beatdown.
The point is, they're going to win out the rest of the year. They're going to beat Cal. They're going to beat Stanford. They're going to go to UVA and win. They're going to win out the rest of the year. They'll go to North Carolina.
Why do they
and
play Illinois?
I
have
don't.
no
That's
idea.
so weird. I don't
That's a weird
understand that
one.
either.
They'll win out for the rest of the year. They'll be
my
fine.
thing with him is he's done this every year. Clemson beat them 2 years ago. He cried about the same thing. Last year they beat Clemson because there was a BS foul call with 3 seconds on the clock that gave them 2 free throws to win the game, and they made them. And then they get the benefit of everything in the ACC, and he still cries. Like, I just can't stand John Shire. I hope he never wins another game. I said this last year. We had the same conversation after we lost that game because he is the biggest crybaby in the world. He probably complained about the floor being wet. You know what? Everybody's playing on it. Sorry, your superstar slipped. I mean, this is not the first time he slipped to lose a game. He slipped earlier in the season to lose a game to Kansas or Kentucky, whoever.
I mean, I don't know. If I run by him, I'll make sure to tell him that you told himself to go piss his pants or something like that. And
I can't stand that guy. Like,
whatever.
He's my least favorite coach in all of college basketball. He was born on third base, just like Jim Harbaugh. No, excuse me, Ryan Day. He was born on third base, which, congratulations, Ryan Day. He actually won a national championship.
It doesn't matter. He's still born on third base.
But, I mean, he literally was. He just took over a program that anybody could recruit at because you're Duke, and you've never won anything. The only thing you won is one ACC championship. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Your team got hot. You had a bunch of 5 stars. Like, I
They're about
can't
to win
stand
this
that
one
guy.
too.
They're not. They're not going to win the tournament, the ACC tournament.
I think they'll end up in the Final
I was
Four.
talking about regular season.
Yeah.
They're going to win the regular season championship.
You don't think they'll
because
win the ACC tournament?
I don't.
Who do you think's going to win?
I don't know. I don't think it'll be Clemson either. I think it's going to be somebody stupid, like North Carolina State did last year. It's kind of what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be like Pitt or somebody stupid
I
like
think
that.
Duke will make the Final Four. I think it'll be between them, Alabama, Auburn.
I don't think they're going to make the Final Four. Nope.
I do.
I think the Elite Eight is going to be all SEC teams.
That's not going to happen.
Can you imagine though?
I think there's only
That
going to
would
be
be wild.
one SEC team that makes the Final Four, and that's going to be Auburn. That's just my.
Hey, Auburn, Alabama this weekend. That's
gonna be
1-2,
awesome.
man.
That's gonna be
That's a
awesome.
game right there.
That's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Got to watch
for that
Carlos's boy hoop out, man.
one. Mark Sears has been at Alabama for longer than I've been alive.
I was wondering. That man,
is
I
old.
literally was. Yeah, I was like, dude, I feel like I've seen this guy there since like Coach K was coaching there in like 2002.
Probably. There's just a little trivia. Does anybody know where Mark Sears started his career?
Maryland.
Same place as Janai Broom.
No.
Oh,
Close.
That was a guess.
Not close. Ohio. The
University of Ohio?
Yes, Ohio.
The Bobcats?
Yep, the Bobcats.
Ah.
Yeah, it's weird, like, in this state of college hoops, like, everybody started elsewhere for the most part, and it's just, like, weird where they come from. But, yeah, Mark Sears, I'm so ready for him to graduate. I can't stand watching that joker play. I hope Auburn pulls their pants down this weekend. I really do. I hope it's a beatdown. Like,
Well, why do you hate Alabama so much?
because they beat us in the Elite Eight last year. I'm going to be honest.
He's got a grudge.
I mean, I think that's a.
Dang,
that was
you
gonna
hate
be
on
my-
Carlos's boy Darion?
No, I like that guy. He's cool. He just went to the wrong place. But
Hey, he's back.
He dropped that Georgia.
He dropped
He
Georgia.
switched real quick.
He did.
yeah,
Ching!
yeah, money's all that matters now.
Money.
But and college baseball starts this weekend. You a big like Division I college baseball watcher?
No, not really.
Really? I like to watch it. I like Clemson's good, so I like to watch them. Watch them. They open up in that whatever they play out in Globe Life Field, the some tournament, or it's not a tournament. It's just like you play 3 of the best teams in the country. Like they play Arizona, Oklahoma State, and Ole Miss. So
Yeah.
be fun. I'm excited for that. It's on Flow Sports, so I have to buy a subscription.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I'm excited to see how UGA plays this year. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll see.
they're
We'll
supposed to be
see.
pretty good, ranked in top 10.
I'll be interested to see how they play without Condon over there and stuff like that. I think that'll be. I don't know. I think it'll be
they're
pretty good.
better on the mound than they were last year.
I can't
Southern
believe they
plays
turfed that
Clemson.
field.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
I was
that's
surprised
weird.
about that.
My Eagles play y'all
Yes,
in
April
SRP.
1st.
Yeah.
At
It used to be
SRP.
Georgia, so I don't,
Yeah.
I guess
Well, they were supposed to, like, I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago, and something happened. But I'm
The
excited for that
Deegs.
one.
they're usually pretty good.
Yeah, it'll be a
They
good one.
hosted a tournament a few years ago.
Or
There we go.
regional,
I was at that
yeah.
one. Yep, I was at that. They should have won, but
April 1st.
April 1st at 6 o'clock.
Let's look at our schedule, Patty.
I got it right here.
we will be busy.
I've just been raw dogging podcasts nowadays. I don't even bring my computer.
Maybe we
Y'all
can.
play Emmanuel at 4 o'clock.
Maybe me and Patrick can slip out of practice.
We went
April 1st?
I went to the
My knee would be
Southern
bugging
Georgia
me.
games
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
My shin will be
I
bothering
think
me.
it rained last year. That's why I didn't play or something like that.
It might have been because they
It's
always
Southern
it goes
Clemson at,
Southern plays at home for Georgia, then they play at SRP, and then I think they play at Southern. They like split. They all play at each other's place and then at a neutral site. It's usually pretty fun. I've been to it a couple times when Georgia and Georgia Southern played.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad Clemson comes here because it's just so hard. Or not so hard. I just don't feel like driving 2 hours for a baseball game.
It should
That's
be a
not
good
the
game.
Braves.
Southern had a young team last year, so they struggled a little bit, but I don't think they pretty much returned everybody. So it should be a pretty good squad coming up.
Clemson should be pretty loaded at the plate. Just need to see some more out of the mound if they're going to make it back to Omaha for the first time since 2010 or 2011. But
Early predictions for any contenders for the World Series that you think comes ahead just right off the bat, like man.
the College World Series,
Yeah.
I mean Tennessee's going to be back. I mean,
I
they
hate
won
that
the
is
national
I
championship
hate
last
them
year.
so much.
They're pretty.
That's my
loaded.
I don't know
least
if I can sit
favorite
there and
team.
watch it and
They
just listen to
I
Rocky
hate.
Top.
I
If I had to pick
hate
8
them as
to go
baseball.
back to go to Omaha, it would be Tennessee, Georgia, Clemson. For some reason, I just feel like Vanderbilt's going back. I think Oklahoma State, Arizona, like a UC Santa Barbara. It just seems like one of those years, and then like a Virginia. That's my 8
Okay.
if I had to pick right now. I think the ACC and SEC are both loaded in baseball this year. So those will be fun to watch.
I think Florida State makes it.
Yeah, no, Florida State's loaded.
He's
They had that
pretty good,
pitcher.
yeah.
What's his name? Jamie Arnold. Yeah, he's tough. Georgia and Clemson actually play in Clemson this year at 8 o'clock on March something. I wish y'all go up there. It'd be fun.
That would be fire.
That would be fun. But you guys probably play. I don't know what the day is though. But
I can't find their schedule on ESPN. I'm not very good at navigating ESPN.
yeah, it's hard to find stuff baseball wise on ESPN. That's not MLB. But any more college basketball or baseball talk before we wrap up?
No, the only thing that I had a question about baseball related was we were texting about it last night with the whole Amazon Prime
yeah.
MLB Braves thing. I was really confused about that, and I was like, are they going to be able to watch it on Prime this year? Because
Yeah.
if so, that'd be great.
That would be phenomenal. It just never seems to work out that way. I did read the thing. I'm trying to read more into it and figure it out. My thing is this. It sounds great, but if we need 1,000 words
Yeah.
to say that, then there's going to be some kind of
Yeah.
blackout. And
It
I
just
don't,
says like
I don't really know what to expect out of
FanDuel
that.
Sports Network on Amazon Prime Video, the new partnership with Amazon Prime Video.
Well,
Diamond Sports Group has announced a multi-year commercial agreement with Prime Video to offer FanDuel Sports Network 16 regional sports
It's so
as an
baseball's
add-on
hardest to watch.
subscription. There you go. There's the
Baseball
catch.
is like one of the hardest sports to be
How
able
much
to
of a
watch. It's
subscription?
ridiculous.
You have to have an
it-
extra one.
It's an add-on subscription.
Of course it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
not
there's
just gonna
your
be that easy.
there's your
$99.99
multi-word.
per year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
I'd
pay
pay it.
$100 to watch every Braves game. Yes, sign me up. Oh, that's easy money.
Yeah, let's.
They make it so hard to watch baseball.
They do.
It's like
It's
the most
so frustrating.
complicated
it looks
process
like
ever.
FanDuel TV Plus, and it's through the Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
If I can watch the Braves, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great.
Augusta Riverhawks.
Is that what ChatGPT gave us?
I like that.
That's not
actually.
bad.
that.
I think that's
actually
number
like that.
one. There's some bad ones on here. I can't.
I got one. It was Augusta River Blades.
That one's
I like
related
River
to the.
Blades.
'Cause
related
they're
to the
skates.
river.
No, they're skates.
I actually don't
They're
mind that one
skates.
either.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Blades.
like
I can't
that.
wait
I
till
like
the
that.
name comes out when they steal it.
It's gonna be
and
something. No, it's gonna be something stupid.
There, yeah,
like
there's some on here that were
Jaguars.
bad, like
Again.
The
Augusta
River
Green
Rebels.
Jackets. They
River
recommended
Rebels?
that
It
one.
says Rebels right there.
Yeah, but it says the reason why Rebels is Georgia was a Confederate state, so I don't know if that
Yeah.
one would go over well with the populace.
Sherman marched through here.
You dang right
Augusta
he did.
Aces for golf.
Oh, yeah,
Augusta
that's,
Aces.
That's all right.
Love that. I actually like that.
They had the Augusta Masters.
many
but I
aces
don't-
around here,
I don't think we
though.
could get away
Augusta
with that
Masters.
one. I don't think we could get away with that one.
All right, so this is not a
I
this is
like
not
that
a,
one.
this is not a super credible source. I've been digging around a little bit more, but it says on the DeskNet website how much streamers will pay for FanDuel Sports Network through Prime Video wasn't disclosed, though it's expected to cost streaming sports fans between $15 and $20 per month, according to a person familiar with the partnership. Amazon will also allow sports fans to pay for individual games through FanDuel Sports Network for around $7 per event. The source said, matching an offer that Diamond Sports announced earlier this week. That option will be made available in early December. Now that
So
was
you can
written a
either
while
pay
ago.
15 or 20 a month, or you can pay $7 to like watch one game.
I guess. I don't know. We're
The
gonna have to-
$7 is.
I
a
think
different
as, I
scale.
think as the spring goes on and we get
Or
closer to
you
open
pay
day,
15 or 20 a
something's gonna
month,
come
and then you
out.
pay $7 for every game that you
All
watch.
I'm saying is I miss Bally
That's an
Sports.
awful deal.
That was just
I
on
don't know.
TV.
It's the same thing. I mean, it's going to be on the same
I do
thing.
miss Bally.
That's just like giving you more options because
Yeah.
like YouTube TV watchers don't have it. So like,
I have Hulu. I wonder what Hulu will do with this.
yeah, I don't. I just know that I'm going to get on to watch
Hulu's
opening
not going to do
day.
anything
Yeah.
with it because Amazon Prime's doing it.
Who does?
true.
Well, they do basketball, right? Who's big on
Hulu has
basketball?
live sports. I don't know.
Hulu has
I'm
live
assuming they're
had-
partnered
I had
with
no-
He's just
ESPN.
reading
Put the
the
commercial.
commercial.
I had no problems with it during the NFL season or anything. Yeah,
You're
it's
right,
just
I was like,
Hulu has live sports. So
Not sponsored, by the
I
way.
have no idea what that means or what it is.
I've never watched
I'm
sports on
saying
Hulu.
they have ESPN. That's all I know. I mean,
Well, I can just download ESPN. And
I can
have
already see me
ESPN.
going to watch opening day Braves and Padres, and I have to pay $6 to watch
That
the
is
game.
gonna say
Like, I
it's
already
gonna
see it
say
happening.
this area is blacked out
Exactly.
yeah.
That's just I'd rather
DirecTV
fly
did that
to
a
San
lot.
Diego.
You live in Georgia. This
You
game
can't
is
watch
blacked
the-
for.
out
It's
because
blacked
you
out.
live in Georgia.
I'd watch it. I'd go into
Some more
DirecTV and it's
options.
playing.
Mariners and Rays.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares about
Timberwolves and the
that.
Guardians. Like,
That would be an interesting
yeah.
What?
No, who's the Minnesota team? The
Twins.
Twins.
That's what I was thinking about.
Anthony Evers always wants to play baseball. There you go.
Hey, he might be MJ's
Hey, that
son,
would
man.
be-
He
that
might
would
he
some
might be good
kind
at
of-
baseball.
Some kind of matchup that would be. Well, that's all we got today. Thanks for listening, and thanks to our panelists for coming on the show. We'll be back next week with another episode. The Sports Squad is a production of Bell Ringer Phoenix Media. Jasmin Garcia is the TVC Lab coordinator. Jaxon Garner is the producer. Dr. David Bulla is the coordinating producer. We are coming to you from the TVC Lab in University Hall on the Summerville campus of Augusta University. The opinions stated here are those of the individuals, not Augusta University. You can find us at aubellringer.com, on the Augusta Press website, on Spotify, and on social media. Please send your comments to bellringerproduction@gmail.com. Have a great day and listen again soon. This is Justin Gray saying so long. Back at you next week. We're out.